Hey, what is happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. Today, I want to get into a silhouette that I haven't owned for years now. It is a Nike blazer. It's an SB and a collaboration with a company called Welcome Skate Shop. I think the details on these are crazy, and I can't wait to get into them with y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Welcome Skate Shop Nike Blazer SBs. As I mentioned, the blazer isn't a silhouette that I find myself gravitating towards. It's not that I dislike the shoe, it's just not really a silhouette that grabs my attention very often. I think a lot of times the blazer gets overlooked and they don't put a whole lot of thought into the design of them. Whenever you think of a Nike SB, I don't think that the blazer is the silhouette that comes to mind. I think that we would all collectively say SB Dunk Low. That's the silhouette that we all think of and that we associate Nike SB with. All that being said, this one definitely grabbed my attention. I think the details on this are really nice, and after getting them in hand, I'm very pleased that I picked up this pair. You can see that we have the cream colored SB box. I think the first pair that I ever got in this box was the SB4s, and since then we've seen a lot of collabs. I don't know if it's only quick strikes that come in this box or how they determine what gets purple box, what gets this box, etc, etc. However, we've been seeing this box a lot lately. The tag reads Nike Zoom Blazer Mid Quick Strike. The colors are sail, dark beetroot, and white. I went with the size 10.5. I do go up a half size on blazers because I find that blazers fit really snug. I've seen people say that they go true to size in blazers, and even after they break in, I feel like blazers are snug. So I always go up a half size in blazers. Retail price for these was $110 US, and I got these straight from the sneakers app. But with the box out of the way, let's get into these bad boys. I really love the way these came out, and as I was saying before, I kind of feel like blazers all just look the same to me, like there's not a whole lot of thought that goes into the design of them. But these, on the other hand, I feel like they put so much effort into designing these. And I think what immediately grabs my attention is just all that houndstooth that you see on the sock liner, as well as the laces that come in the shoes. But then as you look at the rest of the shoe, you start to notice things like these stars for the perforations, and even just like the gold accents that we have on the tongue, and then the branding on the heel. I just think there's so many little details that jump out and grab your attention. I think this is a really cool shoe. It's very interesting, and it's anything but cookie cutter. So I was really pumped to add these to the collection. I don't know a whole lot about the Welcome Skate Shop. I'd be lying if I said that I did. I know that they're out of Madrid. As you can see on the heel there, Casa, Welcome Madrid. I've got to applaud them on all the thought that they put into these and just how well they came out, because I think it's a great looking pair of kicks. Maybe the biggest design aspect of these, which I haven't even touched on yet, is this material on the upper. It is a leather, but it's a beetroot colored leather. So it's the same color that you see for this braided detail going down the back. And it's the same color that you see on the edges of all these overlays, but it's painted leather. So this cream colored paint will wear off of this upper as you wear them, as you skate them, whatever you do with them. It's going to wear off, and it's going to reveal that dark beetroot color underneath. And I just think that's a cool design as well, because they'll all look a little bit unique depending on what you wear them for. And on top of that, I just feel like for the price of $110 US, I think you got a really cool design shoe for that price point. So I just think it's a really good value. Getting into the outsole, we can see that it's a clear rubber. It's kind of like that blue translucent icy rubber that we have on the base here. It's all just a herringbone traction pattern, but on one shoe, I think this is a carnation, and then on the other shoe we have a Nike swoosh. and I like that. I just think it's really neat looking. Even that looks cool to me. As you come up to the midsole, you can see it's a vulcanized shoe, so it's a lot like a Chuck Taylor or something like that. You can see that this rubber kind of comes up over top of the base of the upper. For anyone that's owned a Chuck Taylor or a similar style shoe, you know what I'm talking about. But nothing really unique about that midsole. But not every aspect of the shoe has to have something fancy to it, you know? But then as we get to the upper of the shoe, this is probably my favorite detail, is just having this painted leather upper. And you can see there's a lot of texture on it. It looks like it's a tumbled leather, but not over the top. It definitely has a lot of texture, and the texture that you can see, like here on the toe box, it leads me to believe that that is a really decent material underneath. It does feel kind of stiff, but I think that can just be attributed to the fact that it is all painted this cream color. I'm not sure how much effort it will take to rub this away. As I sit here and scratch it, it's not like it flakes off very easily, so it might stay on there for a good while, and it's probably just something that as you scuff them up, it'll start to reveal this burgundy color underneath. But I like the way that they look with this ivory or cream color over top of it, but I think they'll look really cool as you start to beat them up and then that beetroot color is revealed underneath. It'll just give them a really unique kind of tattered look, and I think that'll be cool. Like I said, we've got those stars for the perforations on the toe box here. And then another thing I thought was really neat is just this jagged edge that you have going up the eye stays. And you see that on both sides of the shoe. But I think that's a really cool accent because that burgundy color just gives it kind of a really neat border effect. We've got the same leather for the swooshes, and of course they're painted like everything else. The only thing that isn't painted is this accent on the heel, and that really reminds me of like belts that I used to wear whenever I was like in high school or middle school. But in the 90s, that was a really popular style of belt. I don't know if that'll come back. Maybe it already has and I'm just slow on the times, but it really looks like a woven leather belt that I used to have. It looks like even our tongue is that painted leather, and the tag on the top of that is the painted leather, and in gold it says Nike SB and welcome. And even the piping going along the edges of that tongue is leather, but that is just the dark beetroot color. I already mentioned it, but both shoes have this branding on the back that says Casa welcome and then Madrid, and that's in gold and then the burgundy color. And my favorite laces are definitely these houndstooth laces that it came with that match the sock liner, but it also came with two spares. One is a really soft white cotton type of lace. It just feels like it's extra fluffy. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's not like an oval SB lace. It's flat and it's just really fluffy cotton. It's super soft, but I think they're pretty cool looking. That would probably look nice in there. And then it also came with these beetroot colored leather laces, and these remind me of like old school boat shoes. Like now I just call them Sperry's, but back in the 90s or whatever, when you had to dress up to get pictures taken and your mom put you in some boat looking shoes, they always had these little square leather laces. And I'm not sure how these would look in it. I'm sure it would be interesting, but I prefer to have a wider lace. So if I were to take these out, I would probably just go with those fluffy white laces. But I like having all the options. But like I mentioned, we've got this black and white houndstooth print for the sock liner. And then down on the insole, it says Casa welcome and Nike SB. And the left shoe has a whole bunch of faces printed down on it. And the right shoe says Casa welcome Nike SB, but it's got a lot of different pictures on it, like flowers and that kind of stuff. And I'm not sure if all SB blazers have zoom cushioning within the insoles. However, I know these have zoom cushioning in the heel. I don't think they have anything in the forefoot, but I think just the heel has zoom cushioning in that insole. But that was a pretty quick look at these. I think it's cool to add this silhouette into my collection simply because I don't have any other blazers in my collection right now, but this is one that I think would be easy to rock. I think it'll be really cool to see them change as you wear them, and you can see that burgundy color kind of reveal itself underneath. And I just like how much personality they have. I think it's a really cool pair of shoes. All these details for that $110 price point, I'm a big fan of that. I love getting shoes for a bargain. But anyhow, let me know what you all think about these. I don't think resale is crazy on these. I don't know if resale really ever gets crazy on blazers. I think for the time being, they're pretty easy to get. Even if you have to get them for resale, I think you can get them for pretty close to the retail price. I'm not sure how many numbers they made of these. I know skate shops had them. I saw them popping up at a bunch of different sites online. And I think the more people see them, they could get pretty sought after just because of all the little details and how well these look in hand. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know if you own any blazers or not. I'd just be interested in seeing how many of y'all rock blazers. I appreciate y'all watching tremendously, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm out.